Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to replace the front brake pads on a Honda S2000. The first thing you want to do is get the front end of the car on jack stands and remove the wheels. Remove the two caliper guide pin bolts holding the caliper in place with a 12mm box end wrench and a 19mm open end wrench. Place the 19mm onto the slide pin and hold it in place while using the 12mm wrench to loosen the bolts. You might want to use a rubber mallet to break them loose as it can be difficult to get leverage. Pull the caliper off and place it somewhere where it won't hang by the brake line. Pull the old brake pads out. At this point you can optionally measure the rotor width to see if they need to be replaced. The service limit for the fronts is 23mm. Remove the slide pins from the caliper carrier and clean them. I recommend doing them individually because the top and the bottom slide pin are different, and if you mismatch them you're going to have a bad time. If you mix them up, you can identify the top slide pin as the slide pin with the flat edge. Remove the carrier boot, lubricate the slide pins, and insert the lubricated slide pins into the caliper carrier to lubricate the inside of the caliper carrier. Finally, reinstall the carrier boots and reinstall the slide pins. It's finally time to install the new brakes. Grab your brake pads and apply some brake lubricant to the backing plates to prevent against unwanted noise. Be careful not to get lubrication on the friction material. Now you'll have to retract the brake caliper piston so that the caliper will fit around the new pads. Use one of the old brake pads you removed in a brake pad retractor tool to push the piston back to its fully retracted position. Keep note that pushing the piston back will also push fluid back up the brake line, so make sure to keep an eye on the brake fluid reservoir. Reinstall the brake caliper and reinstall the two caliper guide pin bolts holding the caliper in place with a 12mm box end wrench and a 19mm open end wrench. Place the 19mm wrench onto the slide pin and hold it in place while using the 12mm wrench to tighten the bolts. Torque them to 24 foot-pounds. At this point you're almost done. The last thing I like to do before finishing up is to pump the brakes so that the caliper is actually contacting the pads. Finally, reinstall the wheels, lower the car back down to the ground, and enjoy your new pads. If you got aggressive brake pads, make sure to follow the manufacturer's bidding procedure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment for any DIY you'd like to see in the future.